This is the Art Exchange, and I'm your host. I am Billy D. Sometime, some crime goes slipping through the crack, but these two gumshoes are picking up the tracks. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Range. Chip and Dale's. When there's danger, no, it never fails. Once they're involved, somehow whatever's wrong, it's solved. Chip and Dale Rescue Range. Yo, did you know where I was going with that?
No, I didn't, dude.
I started a little jazzy at the top,
you
right?
You started so a little jazzy. You started so jazzy. I was like, damn, like what is he on?
Yo, welcome to the Art Exchange. I am your host. I am Billy D. We're here at the Makers Studio. We want to welcome you. We have our first female guest, artist. You give me more. Give me more. First female guest. Our second Rose, because we had Nick Rose here.
Okay. Oh wow, Nick.
Yes, and now we have Queen Nina Rohse.
The second, I guess.
The second. It's a little different because she got an H in the Rose. So you can find her at Instagram at symbol NinaRohse.
ROHSE. Yeah.
No dashes, no spaces. Nina Rohse, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you. Oh my God, there's even claps.
Welcome.
Thank you. That's cool. That's
we
really
still
cool.
working on getting that effect. We still working on it. Maybe we can put it in post-production.
That's some raw. That's the raw shit.
Yeah, you like
real
that?
claps. Yeah.
All right, Nina Rohse fucks with my clap, so that's what it's gonna be, ladies and gentlemen. So
that.
yeah, thank you for that, Miss Nina Rohse. How are you?
I'm so good.
Man, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. This is super cool.
I've been watching you on Instagram. I don't know how exactly I stumbled onto you, but I be creeping on Instagram heavy.
Dang.
And you gotta creep to find the good shit. You gotta dig.
Gotta creep.
So sometimes, and I'm from the Cove.
Okay.
I'm from Covina. You know what I'm saying? It was formerly known as the Cove of the Vines. And so I'm used to swinging from vine to vine. That's just me working away to shout out my city in this intro. So back to you though. I stumbled upon you and I was like, oh shit. Who is Nina Rohse?
Damn.
Who is Nina Rohse?
Damn.
Tell me.
You feeling that? Okay. I don't know. I was raised by the essence of pirates, gypsies, and Navy SEALs. So
that's
a whole lot of crazy.
I want to stop you there because and I feel that pirate spirit. I heard you saying that to Jay just a moment before we went on air. And
oh gosh.
And I thought to myself, that's funny because one thing I always tell people so that they understand me is that how do I say it? My dad cussed like a pirate and my mom cussed like a sailor.
Dang. Okay.
These are the people who raised me. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
My mom cussed like a pirate, my dad cussed like a sailor. It was one or the other.
Yeah.
And these are the people who raised me, and these are people who evidently had an impact on me. And I do feel that kind of pirate vibe in what I do. And so back to you now. I heard you say that and you said it again now. Pirates, gypsies, give me that list again.
Pirates, gypsies, and Navy SEAls. Yeah.
Keep going.
It's a whole lot.
Keep going with this. Who is Nina Rohse?
Oh, okay. That's really the basis of it. I've lived a lot of places, traveled a lot of places, will be traveling a lot of places.
Absolutely.
Will be living a lot of places. I don't know. For the past 2 years, it's just been straight music. Like no point in my life was I think this sort of. I don't want to say. I mean, I'm super passionate, but just infatuated almost. Just so
How old are you?
I'm 22.
22.
Yeah.
22.
22.
Young.
22.
Vibrant. Ready.
Hey.
Where in the world would you call home?
Ooh.
If you were to say, when they say, Nina Rohse, where you from, girl?
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn, are we getting deep right now?
I know you about to.
No,
say,
where's
you about to tell me the star system.
I'm about to start.
You was about to tell me the star system where you. Okay, I didn't mean.
I was like,
I didn't mean that.
Holding my. Jeez. So I moved a lot of places in. I usually to non-Californians I say East LA.
Okay.
It's not specifically LA, but it's East LA. You know, it's East LA.
They'll get it.
To people from California, specifically Southern California, I'm from like Pico Rivera, but I moved around a lot of East LA. So I was always moving to some city, but I was always commuting to Pico to go to school.
Got you.
So I'm from Pico Rivera because I know that city, like
Pico
Rivera.
Yeah, Pico Rivera, stand up.
Yeah, but I've
Nina
lived in
Rohse
Baldwin
representing.
Park for like the longest. So I guess those
BP.
two. Yeah.
Man,
I guess those two.
That's the neighbor to the cove.
That is the neighbor to the cove.
Bing,
That is a neighbor.
boom. So BP, stand up.
Like a shout out.
So okay, cool. So you're a young 22-year-old from, let's just say, East LA SGV type.
Yeah.
Thing popping, right? And what would you call your style of music or your genre? Let's say, because you know, an artist is not allowed to just do music,
right?
You have to pick a box and then jump in it and stay there. You cannot evolve. Anyway, tell us.
It's got a cute.
If you were to comply.
If I were to comply, I would say acoustic soul.
Acoustic soul.
As of right now, yeah.
Okay. Acoustic soul. That's.
Or I guess if I have to comply for all time.
Gotcha.
Acoustic soul. But.
Do we have any music out?
Yeah. I have. So I started this project called Whiskey Weed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Whiskey Weed.
Yeah. So I started.
That's a great combo.
Yeah.
By the way. I just.
Yeah. I
love
love.
it out there.
I love me some Whiskey Weed. So I started making music September 2016, and it was after a super insightful acid trip.
You started making music when?
September 2016.
September 2016. This is like what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So you just been doing this 3 years ago?
Yeah. Like
how long you just started singing out the blue, or you always been singing like?
Okay, so before this I wanted to be an actor, and I was straight up like I want to be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I was in like drama in like high school and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Right out of high school I moved to New York, and I was like doing the acting thing.
Gotcha.
And I don't know how or why, but I worked in New York. I had like no money, but I messaged this like local music shop. I was like, I don't have money, but I have time, and I work in exchange for like a uke. I don't know why I wanted the baritone uke. That's why I got this bad boy. When I got it, it was like I had worked like 3 nights in Brooklyn for like this. I was selling ukes, low key.
3 nights in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
that's
3 nights in
Brooklyn.
3 nights. Yo, low key, yo. Okay. Yeah, I'm a yo. Okay, I see you.
You know what I mean?
I see you. And I worked those nights, and I got the uke, and I didn't really touch it. Like I didn't use it or anything like that. While I was like out in New York, I think I made like a song or two, but it was me learning a cover and then like using the same like cover pattern to like put my own stuff over it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was I don't think it was like a thing. Then I got into a relationship and I moved to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Yeah.
Whoa.
We moved to Vegas.
Like that, New York to Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here.
That's the pirate gypsy part. Yeah.
Oh, ready to go.
So just ready to go. Yeah. So we moved to Vegas, and while I was out there, I was not doing acting and I wasn't making music. I was just working at this record store. And that relationship ended, and I think it threw me into like a what the fuck am I doing? You know, what am I doing with my life? I don't know. So I had moved in with some friends, and we were just like in that recoup moment of life of like just getting back into the groove of like independent, and I don't know.
How old were you when this is happening?
I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
I was a young buck. I was young.
I'm feeling like, yo, such a long life that she's living. Yo,
yeah,
bruh,
I was 19.
This is happening mad early in your life.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Life's crazy. It's a pirate gypsy. Yeah.
Well, okay,
I
first,
just put it to that.
Just for me, this is tedious, but can you tell me how old you were when you left and just went to New York?
I think I was 17.
Oh, were you when you bounced
about to
to
18?
Vegas?
Like 19.
Gotcha.
Like 18, 19.
So you were just.
Yeah, it was back to back.
Okay, so you recoup.
That's how it's been. Yes, recuperating, figuring out where I want to be, what I want to do. And somehow I was like, okay, I'm going to move back to LA.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just like go over there. figure out. At that point I had more connections that seemed things that I wanted to do with my life versus working a 9 to 5.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was
yes.
just different opportunities.
Right.
That I felt I could work towards, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so the word got around that I was going to be leaving back, and I think I had put in my 2 weeks notice, and my dealer at the time came. He was like, "Hey, so I heard you're leaving, and something told me I should give you these." And it was like 4 tabs of acid, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I'd never done anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that day, my friend, one of my good friends, was there, and we didn't have work the next day, and it was just like, I guess the universe is telling us to do it. So we did acid on that day, and
either the universe,
it was the universe,
or the devil, the dark side.
One of the damn two.
We gonna see, right?
We about to see, yeah.
Yes, carry on.
Because that day was Life is Beautiful, so we were like, let's try and sneak into Life is Beautiful, because I lived literally downtown Las Vegas. I was right off Fremont Street, so I was right where they block everything off. So we could hear everything like from our apartments. We were just like, maybe there's an opening, maybe there's an opening that we can like do, which there wasn't. So we went back to the house, and that's when we had like taken the acid trip, or we were taking the acid. We were on our acid trip, and I don't know what happened, but there was a peak moment, and in that peak moment, I remember like Leon Bridges was playing at Life is Beautiful, and then there's like a song. It's like Daisy May, but specifically there's like, I don't know what it's called, like a whammy, or like that beachy. I don't know if they're like sliding up.
Yeah.
It's literally that sound. That
Hawaiian
sound, yeah. It was just like a That sound came, I guess, at like a peak, and in that moment, I felt like I knew music in its entirety. Like in its entirety,
you received a download.
It was a download of something. Because when I came to, I was like bawling my eyes out. My friend was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm fucking straight. I'm straight." After that day, I've been writing a song a day, and I was like, I'm gonna make music my thing. So that's been the journey, and
I feel the power of that story.
Yeah,
I feel the power of that story. That's an interesting thing. I mean, when you understand the powerful significance of sound, and even from a Christian perspective, you could say, God created the world or the earth. He spoke it into existence. That's a sound. Sound is frequency. It can be said of us that we are just, what do they call us? Molecules or whatever, vibrating together.
Yeah.
It's sound. And here you are, then we know that, when you are taking an illicit substance, let's say.
Yeah.
Let's say.
And
I
don't think it was a substance. I think it just helped me lock into something within myself.
It's a chemical that does something to the brain, which taps you into a certain frequency. And you can become a receptor to things. I believe that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? I believe when you open yourself up to dimensions, you can receive things from them. I do believe that there are I don't know if it's a reality thing, if there's like multiple realities side by side, and you can the other you in other realities, when you're on a substance frequency wise, you can tap into what they got.
That's interesting.
And their life experiences that you may not have experienced because they are in a different reality.
That's really interesting.
You know what I'm saying? You cross,
like
you know what I'm saying?
You can't make
like,
anything
if
up.
There's like when you talk about Spider-Man, like with the Spider-Verse, like all these different Spider-Mans and different universes, and then this one Spider-Man, Peter Parker, of course, he goes around and he's like looking at them all. At least, you know what I'm saying? That's the version in the cartoon on Disney Channel.
But that would make that. I mean, that sounds like
right?
So. Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, what if these other Billies and other realities have different experiences and different skills that I could tap into? If I could get with them, be like, yo, what did you learn? And you know what I'm saying?
Just like download all of
like,
that.
Yo, I could do this.
It's like
this is possible for a nigga like me. Tell me, please. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm totally digressing. Let's get back into where you were with that. So in that moment, you're catching the sound from this Which instrument was it?
I don't even. I think it was the guitar. I'm assuming.
Okay, but it was like a Hawaiian luau style music.
Like that
and dude
Hawaiian.
hit the chord, and
he
it was
just hit it too good, you know. And I guess that it was just that one.
Something happened. Hey, I think a lot of people will agree when you hit it too good. Anytime you hit it too good, things happen. Things happen.
Things must definitely happen.
Let's just say. Carry on, young lady. Carry on.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So it just. In that entirety, it was like I understood it. I couldn't say that I understood clearly. That makes
Stay close to the mic.
It was. Oh, sorry.
No, it's like
it was. I don't think I. Like it was just in that moment that I understood everything. If that makes sense. And then I came back to the Nina that I was then, and ever since then, I feel like it's been a progression of I'm trying to reach that.
To get to that moment.
Ooh, how do you hit it in that way? If
You're
that
looking
makes sense.
for the mastery.
Yeah,
wow.
I guess so.
And so you've chosen an instrument.
Yeah, I chose an instrument. Well, really, the instrument I think is, I mean, I've been playing it for some time, but I didn't originally get the uke for like the play. I was very interested in the voice because I'd always done like public speaking and things like that, and I was like a mad nerd in high school, so I did like academic decathlon, and I was like so about the speeches, just because I was like, let's do the speeches part, you know?
Yeah.
And when I went to the school in New York, I had taken a few like vocal lessons, but this guy was more like he was like a, what is it? Just like a guru in like the story of that point. Cause it was just like mad life talks. Cause I also don't know my dad. So I feel like when he found that out or he learned that about me, it was like, oh, I'm going to give this bitch some lessons of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
On a different perspective, which was cool. But, it was a lot of like life talks versus singing lessons in a sense. Yeah. The things he gave me was like, he was like, I'm not trying to teach you how to sing. I'm just going to show you some techniques. So when you do start singing, you don't fuck shit up.
Wow.
So I think that is what kind of stems
That's a different
getting
approach.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
He let you find it. He just gave you the tools.
Yeah. He was like, I'm not trying to tamper with shit.
When you do. That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. A lot of foresight on his part.
Yeah. I think back to, because I have my notes that I would like take in class, and I'm like, dang, I'm using this like now. Like that was some foresight. Because
it's true that at a certain level, you can begin to see in a young person that they're going to have it. There are several young people around me, a lot of my good friends, sons and daughters who I've met, and I've looked at this kid and I tell the parents, I said, this kid is going to get it. If they ain't got it now, they're going to get it. And when they do, somebody need to be there to help them because it's going to be scary. And I really try to warn people like, yo, this magic that you have coming through you is what the world wants. And so if the right person sees you or the right set of circumstances takes place, you could be out of here. If you don't ever consider how far you can go, if you don't fully consider the weight of that, you know what I'm saying? Map it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like kings always count the cost before they go to war. You know what I'm saying? And so this is, you know what I'm saying? On this journey, we ought to be setting our minds forward and saying, what's out there? What are the possibilities? This is why we watch the greats and we learn from the greats, the ones who've come before us. We watch the documentaries on the Eagles, on the Beatles, on Mike Jack, on, you know what I'm saying, on the Purple Prince. We know we the great ones, the Tina Turners, the Aretha Franklins, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying? We watch those documentaries, we watch those stories, we learn from their pitfalls, their mistakes, their lessons, their battles with the industry, their battles with their own fame, their battles with their family over their own money. So many artists have died and been killed by their own family over money, over whatever. And so we don't ever consider these things. We just a lot of artists walk into fame blind. Like if the message and the lessons aren't there, but you never stop to, you know what I'm saying, study your art.
Yeah.
This is the Jedi temple. This is, you can't, maybe you got the right amount of midichlorians. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have the force within you, but if you don't hone your skill, you'll never be a Jedi.
Yeah.
You'll just be a force-enhanced lunatic.
Yeah.
This is my Star
Like a
Wars talk. I'm sorry if I'm
wildfire.
losing
No, I like
anybody,
it.
but
I like it.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so this gift that we have, this magic that we have to learn how to package it, how to use it, how to manage it and keep it under wraps because it can get out of hand, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
you're learning these things along the way, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So,
most definitely.
What do you do to exist in this current reality where you're on this path? The what you're looking for has not it's not been made manifest just yet. How do you kind of keep yourself motivated, keep yourself moving forward, keep yourself from buckling under the pressure of the quote unquote real world?
Yeah. So in this wild ride, it's been a wild ride. I don't. Okay, so it's kind of going back to this. This isn't. So I did acid for like my second time, and after that point, I was working at Target, and just in that, I don't ever do acid in a way of like just doing acid. I don't think acid is meant to be done.
And by the way,
in terms of
kids,
visuals and like don't
the
do
owl
it.
does
You know?
not condone the use of illicit substances.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like sponsor it in a sense.
The owl does not condone. No, nor does the Makers Organization. Stand by the comments of our guests and sponsors. No, I don't know, man. Listen, this is adult talk between adults. You were a kid when it found you.
Yeah. See, and
right?
I don't ever do it.
So kids do need to hear this, and they do need to understand that you don't have to take it, but if you do, it doesn't mean you got to die, and it doesn't mean you got to do it forever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that is most definite.
You do. You know what I'm saying? Based on what we know, you have this one life. There are so many things that you can experience. Hey, it doesn't mean that they have to become the thing that defines you the rest of your life.
Oh, most definitely.
Just because you've experienced something, whether good or bad, traumatic or pleasurable, it doesn't have to define you. So you know what I'm saying? You had a good time doing this. That doesn't mean you got to be that person.
Yeah.
Just so this person, you had a traumatic experience with this. This doesn't mean that now you got to fight that the rest of your life.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You experience some things, experience it, heal from it, or come down from the high and then move on. Why am I diatribing today? Back to you.
No, that's that's something most.
I want to hear some music. Yeah. Where can we find your music?
Spotify.
You're on Spotify.
Yeah. So
Nina Rohse on Spotify.
Yeah.
You have an album out?
Yeah. So it's the Whiskey Weed Project. Basically, because I've been writing a song a day. Since September of 2016, with the exception of a few days in a sense. Whatever. But
writing a song a day, that's like 1,500 songs by now?
A lot of notebooks.
Close to 2,000 songs.
Yeah. A lot of notebooks, a lot of napkins.
If my math is correct, which it probably is.
Notepad things on my phone.
How many songs are on the album?
So it's a mixtape of 2 albums. So Whiskey Weed is going to be a collection of 9 installments because I have no want to be in the studio. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So
I'm
you
just
recording.
Be in the studio?
Not right now. I'm just recording as much as I can. Like the quality of sound of the actual audio for me right now doesn't. I don't have. It sounds weird. It's like, but I don't have time to go to a studio, and I don't have the gear to be in a studio, if that makes sense, because I'm always on the road, or I'm doing a lot of live recordings. All of these recordings are live, like garage recordings.
So the bulk of what you do is the live performances.
Essentially, yeah.
So that is kind of the hallmark of your artistry is live performance.
Yeah.
So you're not so much a recording artist, you're a performing artist, and people need to come and see you live.
Yeah, check out my stuff on Spotify, most definitely. But those recordings, they're like, I think the first installment I had is called Glory, Love, Reality, and that one is like 5 tracks, and I think that was the only one that I had done in a studio sense, but I had like an hour to record, so I did all of them in one takes, and it was just like, that was that. So they're just raw in that sense. And then the second one is called Ka, and that one was a 33-track album. But I don't have 33 tracks on Spotify yet. I just put the best songs into that little mixtape. But my next installment is coming out in October. And I have like
And that
two
would be your
songs.
third installment?
Yeah, it'll be the third installment. I actually have some songs on SoundCloud from that.
And when is it dropping?
October.
This October.
Yeah, this October.
So some new Nina. What's this one called?
The Rose.
This one is called The Rose.
Yeah, The Rose.
The Rose from Nina Rohse.
Yeah.
Dropping October
13th.
13th. Can I get you to play one of the songs off the?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's set you up, man. Let me. I want to smooth catch a vibe right now, you know? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Nina Rohse going to bless us with a joint off the album, the mixtape, The Rose, dropping October 13th. I want you to just sit back, relax, vibe with us. If you got something with you, go on and light that flotation device or light that incense, burn some sage, whatever you got to do. And just relax and receive.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a
Miss
song.
Nina Rohse. Find your way to it. Take your time. There's one. Can I make a recommendation? Real quick, Jay. Is it possible you could pull up the her Instagram? There's a song, you got a clip on your Instagram that I just love. Ooh. And let me see which one it is. Here it is right here.
Y'all got Instagram.
Look, it's right here.
Which one? Ooh.
Is that on the album?
That one's not.
Which one is that one?
That one's on the next installment. That one's not even done.
Oh, that one is cold.
Yeah, that one.
I wanted to hear that one, but that's all right. You know,
dang, yeah. That's how I think that's how I shop all the songs.
Yeah, you see how people react to them?
People have, yeah. And then I'll do, usually when I do shows, I don't ever do the same songs. So, ooh, I think I might know it.
Okay.
Nina Rohse, I do know it, but you know when you don't know a song of your own, but you know it?
Right.
I think it starts. So many roads to choose. Indigo got me like no matter what I do, life's just gonna go by. Like sometimes, bitch, that's just how we did. So I've been really trying to find some fucking reason not to lose my mind. I've been really trying to find some fucking reason not to lose my mind. 'Cause you were never mine, right? No.
Nina Rohse, y'all.
So you were never mine, right?
On the Artist Change.
Screaming out your name. So you were never mine, right? And no one's ever made me feel this way. And I don't know how you got it. And I don't know how you got a hold of me, but let me be. I gotta go conquer this sea called reality. Lips like cyanide, getting straight to the point.
Yeah, I like this one.
Eyes like dynamite, no point in putting up a fight. And this piercing feeling that I feel in my membrane is pain, not a thrill, not something real, but I needed you World was fiending for the moment. Little Nina got her heart broken, 'cause it was then that the real seeped on and got me grooving like a god. Got me moving like a master. Now I'm a bad bitch boogieing, cruising on down. Boogie, boogie ladies got me filled up with love and sound. And I've seen what lays past the skies, and I can tell you, darling, you were never mine. Screaming out your name. Nobody's ever made me feel this way. And I don't know how you got a hold of me, but let me be. I gotta go conquer this sea called reality. I think that was the edit that I have.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That ain't coming out anytime soon.
you got it here on the Art Exchange. And you know what? That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Truly amazing.
Yeah, of course.
So tell me, you got to explain this. You arrive in LA, you decide, I'm going to do music. Was this before or after you figured that you could sing?
A little bit before and a little after. Because I had done like a musical.
Aha.
So I knew I could match pitch. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I knew I could definitely like, but it was very mimicky. Like I was just mimicking the vocal director of what to do, you know?
Right.
But this, I realized like there's no mimicking, you know what I mean? Mimicking only gets you so far.
Right.
At least for me, I'm not. So when I came out here, I knew just that I was like, how do I play live? That's really what I wanted to do. Because I think I had done theater so much that I was like, all right, music, the next thing I know I can do, will get me forward, I guess.
Yeah.
Play live in a sense. And I know I can be on a stage. So I need to figure out making music or like figure out how I get something tangible that somebody can go to and say like, oh, hey, these are her songs, or, you know, I can find you here. Because everybody was like, oh, you want to be a musician? Where's your stuff? I was like, I ain't got stuff. I have some stuff on my phone, you know?
Yeah.
So when I came out here, that was just all I knew that I wanted to do. That was it. I was working at Target and whatnot, and I had some like money to buy like some gear. So I bought like a little Zoom H4n, and I was just recording off of that and my Samsung phone, which was really mainly over my Samsung phone. But after that little second trip I had, I just had a realization that like no matter what reality I was in, I was always going to be thinking of music. Because I realized like even in my acid trips, I was like, oh, I need to write a song, or like how do I move forward on this? You know what I mean? How many
trips are we at now though?
That's my second one. Okay, that's my second one. I don't ever seek them out.
Low.
Yeah, keeping the numbers low. I don't ever seek acid trips out though. They're always like, it's odd in a sense. It's like in the waves of things. I'll meet somebody, and they're like, I think it's about this time, and they'll give it to me in like a master number, and I'll be like, that's interesting where, and there's like a feeling that I have that like, oh, I guess it's time. But I won't ever like sit around with my friends and go do acid at the beach or something. Like I'm not trying to.
Yeah, dude, you want to know what I want to do, bro? Just go to the beach and drop acid, man.
Like, cool. Could be doing something a bit more productive.
Speaking of tripping out, I want to close on this topic because I just want to discuss this with you because it happened. It came out just this past week, I believe, or within the last week, I would say. Go to that hashtag Robert Glasper. What do you know who Robert Glasper is? Musician.
It sounds quite familiar.
Yeah, I believe he's a Grammy Award winning jazz musician.
Yeah, okay.
Got a lot of albums out. And he's doing his thing. He's popping out there in that realm. And he's discussing on a radio show Miss Lauryn Hill.
Oh, okay.
And he's talking about how utterly terrible she is to her band, to her, and he's talking about how you cannot make any eye contact with her. You're not allowed. You must call her Miss Hill, which I mean I can understand that. I mean Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, it's Miss Lauryn Hill.
But I mean, but to have that as a rule, look, you can only call her Miss Hill, and then
Miss Hill.
but for an artist of his stature, when do you have, especially if you're in the same age bracket, I don't know, when do we become peers?
Yeah.
And if you call me Billy, I'm still calling you Miss Hill.
Yeah.
At some point, it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna call you Miss Hill, then you better be calling me Mr. Al. No. No. I mean, and this is where Robert Glasper's coming from, and he's saying that that they would go on tour. She'd bring the band, get to the city, and audition a whole new band in the same city they just got to. Then she'd send a representative to go to the band members and say that they were going to cut their pay, and they would do that, and I got the impression listening to Robert Glasper that it was almost to see which one of the musicians would bounce. And if they bounced, they'd bring in one of these other guys that they hire for a cheaper price and save money. And so they were just like, oh man. And
what?
And then he drops a bombshell. He says that that he knows a lot of the musicians that worked on Miseducation, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, her first album, her almost what some would say is her greatest work.
Yeah,
I mean, there has not been a follow-up to that since that day. He is alleging. I guess I gotta say he's alleging because none of us know that this is true. But he's alleging that in the musician circles, everyone knows that Lauryn Hill, who got all of the credit for the creation, the music, the compositions and arrangement and things like that, that it was not her, that it was others, and that she stole from musicians in that work. And so.
What?
Yeah, and so I mean, he laid down. Can we play that?
Rumors be true. That's 100% true.
Don't look in the eye.
Don't look in the eye. Don't, and you have to call her Miss Hill. Don't look in the eye. So in one of the days in rehearsal, she was like, "Robert, I need you to blah blah blah." I was like, "Okay, Lauryn. Respect. I respect. 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 You know what I mean? You can't come into a situation." Especially when you've already stolen all of my friends' music. Miseducation was made by great musicians and producers that I know. Personally.
Go ahead. What you talking about? Let us speak.
You know what I mean?
I want to straight up said it.
So you got a big hand off of music that you didn't even write. You feel me?
You can stop it, man. So I mean, anybody could go and check out the clip. Just look it up on YouTube, wherever. I found it on Instagram for y'all to check out. And so he is dropping a bombshell and basically attempting to, I don't want to say destroy it because it doesn't seem like he's being negative about it. It seemed like he's just trying to call her out.
Mm-hmm.
Call her out.
Yeah, that's what it seems
like. You know what I'm saying? In a as respectful as he could be while telling what he feels is the truth about the situation. He's calling her out. How does that strike you? I mean, are you a fan? You ever been a fan of?
Oh, I fucking love Lauryn Hill.
I mean, we all do.
Miss
Who
Lauryn
don't?
Hill. It's
right?
Miss Lauryn. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And we have all heard. Have you heard of the accounts of people going to her shows and her being like hella late or not showing up at all?
I haven't.
You haven't heard any of those?
Yeah.
I always hear that stuff. I always hear different stories.
I also haven't
her
heard
at different venues, not showing up on time, making people wait. Then she'll come out and do an abbreviated set. Who knows what the real circumstances are? Because as you know, there could be a boatload of things that can happen to an artist on the way trying to get to a show, which could delay them, or there could be issues with the promoter not coming correct on the business end. But over and over again, there are all of these accounts of people being displeased with her at her live shows, which is her bread and butter because she's not putting out music right now. I mean, as far as in the recorded sense. So there's all of these tales. Now, here's a whole other level to the game. These accounts, while they may be real or not, they could also just the accounts could be promoted by someone as well. I don't know who, if there are opposing interests when it comes to Miss Lauryn Hill and what she wants to do. Opposing interests could support and promote these types of accounts, like your bad Yelp reviews. Let's just talk about all of those and let me fund the promotion of these stories. So I don't, it's a tough tell. But when you have a guy like Robert Glasper, who is who, like he says later on in that same interview, he says, I've sat with the great Quincy Jones. I've sat with Herbie Hancock, Stevie Wonder, I believe he throws out that name as well. And none of them are like you are.
Yeah.
And he's saying, Lauren, you haven't done enough to be the way that you are
Yeah.
to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like if it was any other person, because I don't think I've ever seen Robert Glasper's face, but that name was super familiar, and I was like, I feel like it was Jazz. And then I think you like right when I was like thinking that, it was like Jazz,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if it was any other person, it'd be like, well, I don't know that you even have the right to, you know?
Right.
But based off that, I mean, I don't.
No, this dude is well
that's
respected.
so hard.
This dude is well
that's
respected
so-
in as far as in the Rumble music that he's in. But everybody, I mean, obviously the name rung somewhere within you being a music
like
person.
enough.
And I got put onto him by a buddy of mine, DJ God One, and he put me on to Robert Glasper, and I think it was his first album. And I was like, oh snap! And then from that point on, you start checking for a person. You see him everywhere. Like, oh okay, this dude's heavy. He's with it. And so then when this comes out, I'm like, oh no! But these are things that I had already heard.
Mm-hmm.
So then to have someone come out and say them, it's like, you know, as an artist, we have. I don't know if this is true. I pray that it is, and I pray that this is some kind of misunderstanding. I would love for Miss Lauryn Hill to come out and respond.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen artists on my level, which is super duper independent, you know, coming up, what they say, aspiring,
yeah.
SoundCloud rapper, all of the terms that they throw. I've seen rappers on that so-called level with that same attitude, though.
You know what? I have
Almost,
too.
like on some
own,
real, like otherworldly, like nigga, chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On some like, you know, show up, you know what I'm saying? Pop, you know what I'm saying? I'm here now.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Like, no, I don't. We as artists have to remember that part of the beauty of artistry is the humility of the artist.
Most definitely.
Part of the beauty of the artistry, I'm going to say it again, is the humility of the artist. Y'all can quote the owl on that. That's a great quote from your boy. Part of the beauty of the artistry is the humility of the artist. And so you have to remember as an artist, see, I think I look at music more of from a standpoint of I'm an artist. I think a lot of different artists would maybe call themselves, you know, well, I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
So a rapper is, when you take on that mantle of rapper, it's a different mindset.
Yeah.
You are on that shit like, nigga,
Yeah.
I'm a rapper, nigga. Coke,
Yeah.
nigga, gang, pussy, what, nigga, strap, trap, nigga, whip it, whip, flex, hey. You know what I'm saying? You on some other shit, or if you call yourself, you know what I'm saying, you know, like an R&B singer or something like that. You know, maybe but I look at it as an artist, and so I align myself with people who do paintings and sculpting, and then I think of it all as this is all a part of just different branches of the same thing.
Yeah.
So that humility and respect level for other artists in different areas is I look at them as my peers. I have a respect level, and I don't think that a lot of artists do. I mean, what's your experience, especially in the live scene, going around and dealing with performing, doing your thing, and seeing other artists and how they're acting in different circumstances? Because I've seen the whole gamut of people reacting in a live scenario to different setbacks or hurdles or different little complications.
It's interesting because I feel like I'm still such a baby in terms of performing. I mean, it's not. I think I started getting a lot of my shows like the end of last year, you know, or at least like big ones that weren't like just like a house party that was like a few friends, you know. Gotcha. It wasn't so. Because I've already seen stuff like that where people flip. My biggest thing is when it comes to music and in the studio and even in theater, I like to know, maybe it's like a control thing, but I like to know what everybody's doing. So if some shit goes down, I know whether or not I could be of assistance. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't. You know,
you're there to help. Yeah,
like we're all here. There's one goal that we have, and I've seen people on my level that like. I mean, I don't know. I've seen people like even. I mean, I don't think I'm anything like crazy, but people that maybe have like one song on Spotify. You know what I mean? Versus, I guess more songs or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Act some type of way because they don't have reverb.
I got my song on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Like,
it's no
act some
longer
type of way,
it's no longer
'cause-
just on YouTube and SoundCloud. Now it's on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music and shit. You know what I'm saying? Tidal was popping. Where my check at though?
Yeah.
Where my endorsements at? You know what I'm saying? Like where's all the fans? I'm popping now. What's good? Where's my walkthrough money? I
Where's my
want it. I'm
walkthrough?
here now, bitch. I'm here.
Pass go, get
What's
200.
poppin'? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh man. So yeah, we have to protect ourselves too
Mhm.
from the we can hurt ourselves with that when we get too far into our personas.
Mhm.
'Cause sometimes we have a persona of, yeah, nigga, you know,
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying, whatever the diva equivalent to that would be. We have
ain't
those
cute.
personas. Yes, and it's never
Ain't
cute when
cute.
it's like that. So we have to be able to say, though I am this persona,
Mhm.
let me find a way within this persona to still be humble.
Yeah,
know what I'm
almost
saying?
definitely.
Yeah. I think we can leave it there, right?
Yeah, almost
I think we can leave it there.
definitely.
You know what? Go check out Nina Rose's Instagram page so you can get a snippet,
Hey, yeah.
just a glimpse of what this young lady is doing out there.
Rose.
Special music from a special person
Hey,
on a special journey.
hey, on
And,
some journey.
And man, the story is writing itself before our eyes. And this is your opportunity to catch her before she takes off, because it won't be long. This is an introduction to somebody who will be a household name.
Dang.
And I hope you're ready for that.
Getting there. I mean, I don't think I'm in that space of
Understanding the
thinking
weight
that
of
that's
that.
going to happen.
I don't know
but-
if that it's even something you consider, but
Yeah, no, I don't think it is. Like
you should.
it's-
You need
it's
to
not.
meditate on these things. Yeah. Anyway, thank y'all for rocking with the owl. Thank you for welcoming my guest Nina Rohse, who I'm completely fascinated by. Check out her Instagram at NinaRohse, Nina Rohse with an H in it somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Rock
Bring
with
it on
her.
there.
She's dope. And I can't wait to have you again. And you know, maybe with Jay, we can put some kind of event together, art exchange live event. I would love to have you
That'd be
come
cool.
and
That'd be
do that.
cool.
And also I'm gonna link you the way I told you what we was
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
You in the mix now. So
It's
anyway,
easy.
much love. Thank y'all for fucking with us. Yo, it's your boy the
Yo.
Owl. This has been the Art Exchange. We've been exchanging with Nina Rohse. We out. Peace.